Hi, this is Brookhaven Town Councilman Kevin Laval, and today we are here at the Bald Hill Schoolhouse to announce a new program that we have on the town to highlight the great historic structures and areas in Council District 3. This is a new website that we're setting up that, as you can see from our pictures right here, will be a live website with various different historic structures that are on it. If you go to brookhavenny.gov, CD3 maps, you can go online and see this actually going on and actually go and experience the historic structures that we have throughout the district. We have various different structures like the First Congressional Church of New Village in Lake Grove that will be highlighted on this map. Also, there'll be other historic structures like the United Methodist Church over in Lake Grove on Hawkins Avenue. I'm very excited to be joined today by some of our very great historians, I should say, to say the least. We have Barbara Russell, our town historian, who is here. Barbara, say hello. We also have Evelyn Volgraf from the Lake Ronkonkoma Historical Society. We have Ellen Oquist from the Lake Ronkonkoma Heritage Association. Ellen, how are you? We have BJ Antini from the Farmingville Historical Society. How you doing, BJ? And we also have Legislator Tommy Uratori, who's here to support this new initiative that we have. The town of Brookhaven has a great deal of history. It was settled in 1655, and then it was incorporated in 1686. So the amount of time that we've had with history and the great things that have happened here has been amazing. Just recently, we were of national attention with A&E's Turn Washington Spies, which highlighted the Culper Spy Ring that was just down the road in Setauket. And it was a great thing that we just had that series just wrapped up, but it really highlighted a great part of American history right here on Long Island, right here in Brookhaven. Just to speak a little bit about history in the town of Brookhaven and what this new program will mean, I just want to invite Barbara Russell up, our town historian. Barbara?
Thank you very much, Kevin. One of my goals when I first came to work from the town of Brookhaven was to get the history out there. I thought it was very important that people from Manorville know about Centereach, and people from Centereach know about Shoreham. So any way we can get this information out is always wonderful. And this is fabulous because it's not only interactive for our residents here in Brookhaven, but it's interactive for people across the country. You would be amazed at how many people from across the country have a connection here to Brookhaven, and they call my office, they email my office. This makes it so wonderful. It brings it right to their computer screen. So I can't thank you enough, your office staff and you.
Thank you, Barbara. And it's great when you talk to Barbara Russell about the history. She has so much knowledge about what went on in Brookhaven. I'm always enamored whenever we sit down and we talk about various things that are going on. Whether it's Captain Daniel Rowe up in Selden, which we're getting ready to do a war memorial over in Selden with a new project we're doing, but amazing the history that we have. Also joining us today, right in her favorite area, is BJ Antini from the Farmingville Historical Society. This, where we're standing right now, is the Bald Hill Schoolhouse, which is a great piece of history that we have right here on county property. We thank Legislator Muratori for helping us out in this area. But we also not only have the schoolhouse here, we have the Terry House here, which is getting reconstructed now. They have a lot of great events here. And just to talk a little bit about the schoolhouse, I just want to invite BJ up just to highlight what goes on here.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for coming today. I'm honored to say we have a charter member from 1992, Helen Mulvihill. And thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Tom, for everything you do for us. I just want to talk about our schoolhouse just for a minute. It's an 1850 schoolhouse. It's the oldest one in Brookhaven on its original foundation. The Elijah Terry House was our first schoolmaster in Farmingville. He actually died the year the schoolhouse opened, so he preceded the schoolhouse. Adjacent to the site, we have a 102-acre park that's a hiking trails. It has 2 levels of hiking trails. So we hope you'll come, enjoy the park, enjoy the schoolhouses. We are open to programs for schools and for small groups. We also open to the public several times a year. So watch for our signs.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, BJ. And BJ undersold that I've been here. We have school classes that actually come here, younger kids that they're used to iPads and computers and everything, and they actually experience what goes on at this schoolhouse with people from the 1800s, how they used to learn and how they used to come with the little chalkboards and the books and everything. It's an amazing program that they have here. So thank you, BJ, and thank you, the Farmville Historical Society, for all you do. Certainly next, we can't forget about history if we're not talking about Lake Ronkonkoma and that area. It is an amazing wealth of history in Lake Ronkonkoma. We have two great historians that are a part of two separate organizations in Lake Ronkonkoma that do a great job trying to highlight that history. First up, I just wanted to invite up Evelyn Volgraf from the Lake Ronkonkoma Historical Society just to talk a little bit about Lake Ronkonkoma, the lake itself. She's also a part of a group that is helping to clean up the Lake Ronkonkoma Improvement Group that's been cleaning up the lake and doing a great job doing it. And not only is she helping clean up the lake, but she's trying to bring back that history of what the lake used to be about. So I just wanted to invite Evelyn up just to talk a few minutes about the lake and what's going on there.
Thank you, Kevin. This is a wonderful thing that you've done today, and we really appreciate that you're trying to restore all this history. The Historical Society has been trying for years to get the word out, just like Barbara Russell. We've been known as the best kept secret in Lake Ronkonkoma is our little museum. It's on Hawkins Avenue in Lake Ronkonkoma, and if you walk around that museum, you can get all of the history of Lake Ronkonkoma, starting from the 1600s and earlier to the pavilions and the lake and everything that is about. Our history director has been working diligently on new programs, which is bringing in schools and Boy Scouts to educate them all about the history of Lake Ronkonkoma. It's a wonderful museum. It's open every Saturday, and we do private showings. We also have a house that is on the lake, very close. It's about a block away. It's called the Fitzgreen Halleck Homestead, which goes into the history of the lake itself. In the 1800s, it was opened by Mr. Fitzgreen Halleck, and he used to take in boarders when the lake was very popular for rest and recreation, and he would bring these people from New York City, and they would spend the season at the lake, which had wonderful pavilions and different dances and areas to be in. It was a beautiful area all the time, for the whole summer. And we at the Lake Ronkonkoma Improvement Group is trying to restore part of the lake back to that original. We've made it, cleaned it, the shorelines, and are putting in walking paths around. If you go to one area over by Metzner Road, there's a Lake Towers wall that we've done a rendition of Martin Metzner's homestead and what he had at that lake. That was his wall and his beach area. So hopefully between the two groups, we'll be able to restore the history of Lake Ronkonkoma, and hopefully the next district will include the Historical Society, and we will get all of this history all put together. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. And Evelyn's right. We split Lake Ronkonkoma. Councilman Foley and I split Lake Ronkonkoma, so we're only highlighting the history in the Council District 3, but it is our hope in the future. I've talked with my colleagues on the board that we're going to expand this program and be able to do a program, an interactive historic map in each of the council districts so that residents in every council district will have this opportunity. Also coming from Lake Ronkonkoma, she comes from the Lake Ronkonkoma Heritage Association. It's always been a pleasure to work with her. She's been a big advocate for the women's suffrage movement, teaching about history about women's suffrage. It's a great thing that she's been working on for many years now, trying to get insight out there. Also working with the United Methodist Church. That's right at Five Corners in Lake Ronkonkoma, at Five Corners. So I just wanted to invite up Ellen Oquist to just talk a little bit about what's going on there. Ellen?
Well, Councilman, I would first, of course, like to thank you for all of this wonderful. I can't even put it into words. It's so wonderful that we worked on this and it's being done. I'm pretty lucky in this town because my family's been here for 6 generations. I know we have another one also, Quinn Volgraf. His family has been here, I think, a little longer than that. But we work together right now. The Heritage was formed to landmark and bring attention to historic things in town, because most people that were born and raised just took it for granted that this was the old church and no one really went any further than that. So at this time, we're looking at the Methodist Church on Five Corners. This goes back to 1780. The congregation started in Caleb Smith's home down at the lake, and it was brought back up there. It's been moved, it's been changed, it's been added on to. There's a lot of history there, and it's been a pleasure to work on that. Another one of our great preservationists that we started is the Lake Ronkonkoma Cemetery. Not many people realize that we have people buried there since the 1700s. Their graves were overburied, and we've dug most of them up, and we even have William Floyd's daughter buried there. So it brings us to the spy ring, but we won't talk about that right now until the house is moved. But we're very, very honored, and we're very excited that as a group we can work together and make these things happen. And I thank you for having us here today, all of us.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. Certainly, last but not least, the people out of here, somebody who's a Lake Ronkonkoma resident, but he's represented us for the better part of past 8 years now, Tom. Been doing a great job. He's a guy who I had the pleasure to work for, loves history. It really gets into a lot of the historic things that go on in the area. We have a lot of talks about what went on. He's a little bit older than I am, so he knows a little bit more that's going on. You know, I'm only 40. What are you, 45, Tom? So you have a little bit more. But no, he does a great job, has a great deal of knowledge about history that's in the area. Like we said, this is a county park that we're actually standing in right now. He loves having this area within his district, and I'll hand it over to Legislator Tom Muratori.
Thank you, Kevin. And just to clear up one rumor, I repeat, I did not graduate from this school. Okay? I didn't graduate from this school. But no, I want to thank everyone that's here today. You know, this is a great group of ladies and gentlemen who work so hard to capture and preserve the history of this great area. People really don't know what went on here, how important this area of Long Island was. I mean, Lake Ronkonkoma in the 40s and 50s was the Hamptons of that era. I mean, people came out there. We know all of your summer homes that are around there. Hopefully, with the work of these ladies and gentlemen, we can bring all of this back. We can swim in that lake that I did as a 5- and 10-year-old. We can enjoy the history that's here. And we can't do it without government's help and, of course, without the private and the volunteers. I mean, these people work for nothing. They do it for free. And it's, you know, it's an expensive proposition to get some of this stuff done. So through their efforts, we're able to maintain these buildings. We're able to maintain the history in Suffolk County with the work of Kevin and Councilman Foley and, of course, Supervisor Romaine. They're doing a great job here. Let's hope it continues. Let's go forward with everything, and God bless you, and thank you very, very much. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tom. You know, it's amazing. It was great to have. I just want to thank everyone that was here today, and all our historians and from all our groups. They gave you a little piece of what goes on in some of the areas that we were talking about that are going to be highlighted by this map. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about a couple others that are just great areas. One is the First Congregational Church of New Village. It's celebrated its 200th anniversary. Everybody knows this church. They drive by it. If you're going to the Good Steer, it's right on Middle Country Road. It's a beautiful church. Celebrated its 200th anniversary last year. And one of my favorite places over in Center H2 is Bethel Hobbs Farm, where it's an active part of our history. It's run by a not-for-profit right now. It produces over 10,000 pounds of produce for groups throughout the county every year, and it's really an active part of our history. So once again, I just want to remind everybody, if you want to go online and take a look at this map, you just have to go to brookhavenny.gov/CD3map. And you could go online. It's on our website right now. And if you do have any questions or any comments, you could always call my office at 631-451-6647. Thank you very much.